Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जया गौरानिताय जया गौरानिताय जया गौरानिताय जया गौरानिताय। जया पंचतत्वा जया पंचतत्वा जया पंचतत्वा जयो पंचतत्वा। जया नरसिंहदेव जया नरसिंहदेव जया नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव। जया भक्त प्रहलाद जया भक्त प्रहलाद जया भक्त प्रहलाद जयो भक्त प्रहलाद। जया प्रभुपदा जया प्रभुपदा जया भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपदा। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रजुकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन बीबीटी संस्थापकाचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की। जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की। कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति श्री प्रभुपाद की। All gurus to assembled devotees. All gurus to assembled devotees. All gurus to assembled devotees. All gurus, all gurus, all gurus to Guru and Gauranga. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवीं प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Once again, I'll thank you, all of you. For attending the today's morning Bhagavatam session. Today, we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, Shloka number 3 and 4. Third shloka, I will read only one time. Maybe you can repeat along with me, after me. And fourth shloka, I will repeat 2 times. You can repeat along after me, and then you can continue Mataji's 2 times, Prabhu's 2 times, and then Mataji's 2 times. Canto 3, Chapter 1, Srimad Bhagavatam, third shloka. Rājovāca kutra kṣattur bhagavatā maitreyeṇāsa saṅgata kadā va saha-saṁvāda etad varṇaya prabho. Text 4, which is written there. Nahi alpa-artha udayastasya Vidurasya amala-ātmanaḥ tasmin variyasi prashna sādhu-vādopabṛṁhitaḥ nahi alpa-artha yodasya nahi alpa-artha dodayastasya vidurasya amala-ātmanaḥ tasmin variyasi prashna sādhu-vādopabṛṁhitaḥ. Nahi alpa-artha dodayasya vidurasya amala-ātmanaḥ tasmin variyasi prashna sādhu-vādopabṛṁhitaḥ. Nahi alpa-artha dodasya vidurasya amala-ātmanaḥ tasmin variyasi prashna sādhu-vādopabṛṁhitaḥ. Nahi alpa-artha udayastasya vidurasya amala-ātmanaḥ tasmin variyasi prashna sādhu-vādopabṛṁhitaḥ. Translation and purport by Srila Maitreyeṇā Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Third text, translation and purport. The king asked Śukadeva Gosvāmī, where and when did the meeting and discussion took place between Saint Vidura and His Grace Maitreya Muni? Kindly oblige, my Lord, and describe this to us. Purport. Exactly as Shaunaka Rishi inquired of Suta Goswami, and Suta Goswami replied, so Srila Śukadeva Gosvāmī replied to King Parikshit's inquiries. The king was very anxious to understand the meaningful discussions that took place between the two great souls. Text 4, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Saint Vidura was a great and pure devotee of the Lord, and therefore his questions to His Grace Rishi Maitreya must have been very purposeful on the highest level and approved by learned circles. Purport: questions and answers among different classes of men have different values. The inquiries by mercantile men in the business exchange cannot be expected to be highly purposeful in spiritual values. Questions and answers by different classes of men can be guessed by the caliber of the person concerned. In Bhagavad Gita, the discussions was between Lord Sri Krishna and Arjuna, the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Person and the Supreme Devotee respectively. The Lord admitted Arjuna to be his devotee and friend, Bhagavad Gita 4.3. And therefore, any sane man can guess that the discussion was on the topic of Bhakti Yoga system. Actually, the whole Bhagavad Gita is based on principle of Bhakti Yoga. There is a difference between karma and karma yoga. Karma is regulated action for the enjoyment of the fruit by the performer, but karma yoga is the action performed by the devotee for the satisfaction of the Lord. Karma yoga is based on bhakti or pleasing the Lord, whereas karma is based on pleasing the senses of the performer himself. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, one is advised to approach a bona fide spiritual master when one is actually inclined to question from an elevated level of spiritual understanding. A common man who has no interest in the spiritual values has no need to approach a spiritual master just as the matter of following fashion. As a student, Maharaja Parikshit was serious about learning the science of God, and Śukadeva Gosvāmī was a bona fide spiritual master in the transcendental science. Both of them knew that the topics discussed by Vidura and Rishi Maitreya were elevated, and thus Maharaja Parikshit was very interested in learning from bona fide spiritual master. Hare Krishna. Yesterday we heard from His Grace Harilila Prabhuji a nice preview of complete third canto, what went on all. And today we are starting with directly the discussion between Maitreya Muni and Vidura. In the Prabhupada, in the third shloka text, Prabhupada said that Saint Vidura and His Grace Maitreya Muni, we can understand, and then Prabhupada is referring them to be great souls. We will try to understand in what way they are great and what exactly was the discussion. And also Prabhupada in this purport says about the questions have meaningful discussions. means in between great souls, the discussion is very meaningful. And also, it is purposeful and is being approved by the saintly people. Prabhupada, in his purport, he refers Bhagavad Gita shloka. In the 4th shloka, he says 4.3 shloka. There, 4.3 shloka says that Bhagavad Gita is all about Bhakti Yoga, and then Lord says that it is rahasyam hi etad uttamam. That Bhakti Yoga is rahasyam, is mysterious, is very secretive, and it is uttamam, which is transcendental. And then, before coming to that, in first shloka, Lord says that I have spoken this yogam, imam vivasvate yogam. The Lord says about the yogam, and then he says, this is proktam aham avyayam. So, the Lord is saying avyayam, and in the next shloka, the Lord is saying that avyayam, avyayam means which is imperishable, which cannot be lost. And the Lord is in the next shloka, he says, sakalene hamehata yogo nasta parantapa. So he says that yoga, which is avyayam, has nasta sakaleneha. So how can we understand that? I mean, this is seemingly, if you look it into sloka by sloka, I mean, line by line, it's seemingly contradictory. When one side in the first sloka, Lord is saying it is avyayam, it is imperishable, that yoga. What is that yoga? Krishna consciousness, science of Krishna, which is avyayam, and then he says immediately that it is yoga nasta. Then we have to, we take only direct literal sense, then science, Krishna consciousness or the devotional service, like Krishna, devotional service is also eternal. It is avyayam. But then, how is it lost? Because before that, the Lord said that it can be achieved only by evam parampara praptam. So it is not lost its value, but receiving capacity of the people has been lost because they have broken the parampara system. So this is what we have to be understanding. Lord and his signs or his energies or his expansions are all avyaya. But because of the effect, because of the receiving capacities, because of the breaking in the chain of parampara, then it is lost. And then we can also see Prabhupada's statement now we will, before going much into the philosophical ones, we will understand first who is Vidura and who is Maitreya. Briefly, because about Vidura in detail will be discussed in the same chapter. So I will touch only few points. Mahabharata, at one point of a time, Shantanu's sons Vichitravirya, they expire and there is no heir for the throne. Then Satyavati's name is actually, the meaning of Satyavati is very nice flavor, smelling, fragrant. And also she has another name, that Yojana Gandhi. So her smell was spreading almost up to 1 yojana, that is 8 kilometers distance. So how it has come, we will hear even that also. So she requested Vyasadeva, she prayed onto Vyasadeva, immediately Vyasadeva appeared. Just by remembering Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva appeared there and then asked, I'm cut-shorting the total entire story. And then she expressed her desire. Then he said, okay, but give me some time so that I can prepare and come. Then she says, no, there is no time. Then he understands, and then the first wife, the queen, Ambalika, he enters into her chamber because he was meditating for years, and he was fully with a matted hair and unclean. So looking at him, she closed her eyes. And Vyasadeva is none other than incarnation of Krishna, literary incarnation of Krishna. So the potency wise, he has full potency. So when he comes out of the room, Mata Satyavati very anxiously asked, because she wanted a heir for the Kuru dynasty. Then he says, yes, the boy is going to be very powerful, but unfortunately, because she closed her eyes, the darkness is reflecting in the next generation, that is Dhritarashtra. So he is blind. Then she asks, okay, then at least bless another one. He says, no, at least for the second one, you prepare them. I will go now and then I will come back again. So again when he comes, at this time, though she was being prepared not to close the eyes, but as soon as she saw that saintly person, she was overwhelmed, and then she became pale. And then Vyasadeva says to Satyavati that this person is also going to be very powerful, but his health will be little pale, or his skin will be pale. And somehow she convinces, and for the third person, and this time for the Ambalika itself, for the first queen itself. But Ambalika, in a way, she deceives or cheats or whatever you can say. She sends maid. But that maid nicely receives with Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva was pleased. What happens if the guru or devotee is pleased? The Lord is pleased. So immediately, Yasya prasadat, Bhagavat prasadat. So the Lord, he himself has incarnated. This all has been, so that is what is Vidura. And Bhishma Deva brings up these three kids very nicely. It is explained that there was no match for Dhritarashtra in power, except he is blind. Blind not only physically but also little mentally. He was affected with the desires. And Vidura similarly, and Pandu was very powerful, and it said that at that time there was no match for Vidura in the entire earth. And similarly for, not for Vidura, Pandu in the martial arts. And for Vidura it is said that in the three worlds there was no intelligent person than Vidura in Niti Shastra, Artha Shastra, and also in the understandings of Krishna consciousness. So he was a pure devotee of the Lord. Then it is said, he was so humble, Narada, and Bhishma Deva gets him married to a daughter of Devaka, who had a Shudra wife. Through her, he gets one girl, and to that girl, Vidura gets married. And Vidura was so humble, natural quality of a devotee, so humble that at the time of testing time, he can go, because he is a devotee. The Lord preferred him to come to his home instead of Duryodhana when Lord came as an ambassador. Though he is a devotee of the Lord, and though the Lord knows, but he did not go to the Lord for the help or to do the sadhana or to get association. He was traveling for the pilgrimages. And there, at one point of a time, he meets Uddhava. Uddhava directs him to Maitreya. Now comes the Maitreya, glory of Maitreya. Maitreya he is a disciple of Parashara Muni. He is a disciple of Parashara Muni. Now here it is said that Parashara Muni is not only father of Vyasadeva, that is Krishna Dvaipayana Vasadeva, but also first time I came to know about Parashara Muni when I was hearing a class of Romapada Swami, His Holiness Romapada Swami Maharaj. There Romapada Swami Maharaj says that Parashara Muni was Vyasadeva in the 26th cycle of Chaturyuga. And then Maharaja has referred to Vishnu Purana. He referred to Tattva Sandarbha and also Vishnu Purana. When I went into Vishnu Purana, it is clearly explained that each Chaturyuga, who are the Vyasadevas. And then 26th is Parashara, 28th is Krishna Dvaipayana Vasudeva. Now here when it comes to the Parashara Muni, Parashara Muni knows about Lord coming in the 28th cycle. He said the same things to Maitreya. He gave complete Bhagavatam to Maitreya because he is a disciple. Now how it goes in quickly, when Parashara, one time he wanted to cross the river, Matsya Gandhi was there, and when he was crossing, he saw, because he is a Vyasadeva, he knows everything, he thought at that particular moment it is very, very auspicious and there is a possibility of incarnation of the Lord. So he asked Satyavati that, would you like to mother the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Then she says so many things. How can I, in front of everybody here, then he pacifies her, and then Vyasadeva appears immediately. And then she asks also, how can I bear pregnancy for so many periods? I mean, people will doubt about my virginity. Then Parashara assures her that don't worry, you need not have to bear him for a longer period. He will manifest the moment you conceive. And then he will leave you also the moment he appears. So Vyasadeva appears and immediately he takes the permission to leave. Then she says, and then he says, whenever you remember, I will appear. So I said that's the reason when Satyavati remembered Vyasadeva, he appeared. So then, Maitreya was also a friend of Vyasadeva. So, though he received the knowledge from Parashara Muni, and though he was a friend of Vyasadeva, he was not properly dispositioned. He was more or less a jnani type of a person. But because of the association of the devotees, that is, you call it as Vyasadeva or Parashara, he got an ajnana sukruti. Prabhupada there, while specifying ajnana sukruti as unknowingly done devotional service. So that ajnana sukruti brought him when Lord was instructing Uddhava. Lord instructed Uddhava and then he instructed him to go to Badri. Similarly, he instructed Maitreya that you retain this and then give the same thing when Vidura comes. See, this is the glory of Vidura. Like in our Vaishnava Acharya Parampara, we have Narottama Das Thakura. Narottama Das Thakura, when he was about to come, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his Krishna Prema already to river Padma. So that is a mercy. It is reserved for Narottama Das Thakura by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, the instructions are already knowing that Maitreya, Vidura is going to meet Maitreya. The Lord has reserved the mercy to Vidura. And now here, in that chapter, it is said that as soon as Vidura meets Maitreya, there is no discussion. As it is said that the discussions between them are very purposeful, very meaningful discussion. And in the second chapter, first shloka of first chapter, first shloka, how the question should be, we can understand. Śukadeva Gosvāmī says, in response to the question of Parikshit Maharaj, he says, Variyesham etate prashna. He says that your prashna is very glorious, that it is lokahitam. So the prashna should be lokahitam. Okay, it should be useful for him, for his spiritual advancement, but at the same time, the prashna should be, it is for lokahitam. And then it is also said that atmavad sammanata, means even it should be accepted by the devotees, transcendental devotees. So that is what Prabhupada says in his translation, that these questions of Vidura were purposeful and approved by great learned circles. And then Maitreya is also so humble in his discussions. When Uddhava asked the same question, Vidura asked the same question that which Shaunakadi Rishis asked Śukadeva Gosvāmī, Suta Gosvāmī, that before in first canto, at one time there was a reference that what was the discussion between Vidura and Maitreya. So when a question has been asked by Vidura, Maitreya did not immediately took the higher seat. Okay? Now he is asking, so that means I'm a guru, or I have to give him the knowledge. So he did not do in that way. He was so humble. Even Maitreya was also so humble. He first of all glorified Vidura. He glorified Vidura that, hey Vidura, you are none other than Yamadharmaraja. And he says further in the chapter, 5th chapter, 20th shloka in 3rd canto, it's explained that how Mandavya, Rishi Mandavya, one time he was meditating on the Lord. By mistake, the police or the Rakshaka Bhattas of a king arrests him, thinking that he is one among the thieves, because thieves plan to be hiding behind his ashrama. So they thought he's just showing it off, that without speaking. So they punished along with the thieves even him also, Mandavya Muni. But Mandavya Muni was so powerful that even after piercing the shula, all the other thieves died, but he did not die. And he was meditating on the Lord, even with that shula. Then Mahashiva, he himself has to come down and then bless him, that you will not have a pain. So meanwhile, the residents went to king and then reported to king that, what did you do? He is a great saint. Why did you punish him? Then the king immediately came and then asked forgiveness, and then, but he could not remove the shula. So he cut it. So sometimes that's the reason later on this Mandavya Muni was also called as Ani Mandavya, means that Mandavya with shula. Then subsequently, years passed, Mandavya did not react for anything. This is what is another great aspect of the devotees. Though he was punished, though he was under such a situation, he neither regretted it or nor said anything that, oh, why I was doing this. But it so happened that one time he met Yamadharmaraja. He asked, why did it happen with you? Then Yamadharmaraja, when he said, it's all, I mean, I'm making it short. Then he said, you have made, with the blade of grass, you pierce the ants, so for that you have to get the reaction. Then Mandavya said, no, a small child is not responsible for the actions when he is in the Kaumara, I mean, till Kaumara, it is said, Shishupraya. So, but you have punished me for that, that means you don't have a vichakshana. Those who doesn't have vichakshana, you have to come back as a Shudra without vichakshana. So that is the reason that great devotee, who Yamaraja is a Mahajana, he has to come back as Vidura. So Maitreya revealed the who Vidura is. And then not only he revealed, but also he said that you are such a nice devotee, you are so pure devotee, and you are asking me, by asking me, you are giving me a chance to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am really thankful for you. See, he has taken a situation, a position that it is the mercy of Vidura. Prabhupada there very nicely explains in that purport that a preacher should be thankful for the inquirers, should be thankful for the hearers, that they are giving the chance to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, as much as the hearers are getting benefited, more than them the preacher is getting benefited, because he is getting the mercy of the hearers. Because of them he is able to glorify the Lord. So the mood of Prabhupada to set what should be the mood of the devotees when discussions were going on. And also when it said, when great devotees will come, what will be the discussions? Bodhayantah parasparam. The discussions is not how it comes bodhayanta, how one can explain the other person when the other person takes a lower seat. Then only one can, like Jnaninas Tattva-darshanaha, when they will tell, only when you take a submissive role. So, even among the discussions also, one has to be so humble. This is all is take away from these two great souls. That's the reason they are called great soul, whether it is Vidura or Maitreya. And then, it is also said that now we will go, after speaking about the glories of Vidura and Maitreya, we will try to understand what Srila Prabhupada is saying about. It's already 9:10. I'll try to conclude quickly. Srila Prabhupada discusses about Bhakti Yoga and Karma Kanda and Bhakti Yoga. To cut short karma, these are Bhagavad Gita understandings. It's only a repetition, I am doing it for my purification. Prabhupada, because he is referred as Karma Kanda and Bhakti Yoga, I'm saying few words about that. That Karma Kanda, Prabhupada says here that it is an activity which is performed for the sense gratification of the performer. Whereas the Bhakti Yoga or the activities in devotion which are performed for the sense gratification of Krishna are the Bhakti Yoga. And another point said in second canto, first chapter, that the Karma Kanda results, fruits are temporary, while Bhakti Yoga fruits are eternal. And Karma Kanda, it is said that even the demigods, they themselves are of short lived. Then what to speak of their results? And it is also said here that the only way how we can get the eternal happiness, Because whatever the happiness we get by karma kanda, it is temporary. If we want to get a permanent happiness, that is only possible when we serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is all simple bhakti yoga. And also it is said that the easiest way of bhakti yoga is, we have Navavida bhaktis. Among the Navavida bhaktis, the easiest and perfect way of bhakti yoga or anga is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the devotees. So, there is no effort, and it is also perfection, and which gives the results of all. By hearing, you get remembrance, and also you can glorify the Lord. So, even here, Vidura, as soon as he heard from Maitreya, and when he understood that he understood Bhagavad Gita, Krishna consciousness or yoga, immediately he left. Where did he go? He went to his brother, Dhritarashtra. This is another point why Vyasadeva was very happy when he saw that who is going to come. Because Vyasadeva is a pure devotee of the Lord. He is a well-wisher of everyone. He knew that Dhritarashtra is blind even mentally, that he is not supposed to go back to Godhead. So he was unhappy. Devotee can't see that anybody is not going to go back to Godhead. So he was unhappy. But the moment he saw Vidura, his appearance, and then he can see immediately that this Vidura is going to come back and is going to deliver even Dhritarashtra also. So that is the reason Vyasadeva was happy. So even I can take the same example of how even Prabhupada also made the same system, that he gave the chances to glorify the Lord even for very incomplete and Shishu Praya like me, also gave the chances to speak about Krishna in front of all my Siksha Gurus. So with this, I'll conclude, and I request any corrections, any improvements. Thank you, Mataji. Please, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for such wonderful descriptions from Mahabharata. I am very happy to learn about what you mentioned of Parasar Muni, that it wasn't out of lust, as the people of Kali Yuga conclude. You mentioned that it was because of the auspicious time that at this time the personality of Godhead can even appear. So that really touched my heart, and I want to thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. You all are my teachers. As I said, in the Teachers' Day, a student will be made to take the class and then will be appreciated by the teachers. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Your smile was so charming, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. All the while you were smiling. Prabhu, I had one small little query. Who was Vyasadeva in 27th Chatur Yuga?
27th?
Yeah.
Sometimes memory is poor, so it's better that references I'll carry along with me. This is, as I said, it is from the Vishnu Purana, and it is written by Krishna Das Prabhu, ISKCON devotee, Srila Prabhupada disciple, and also Purna Prajna Prabhu. Both of them, Purna Prajna Prabhu and Krishna Das. Both of them have translated this. Each Chaturvyuha who are there has been listed. Okay? And I'll start from 24th. There is why also we can discuss. In 24th, it was Bhrugu's descendant, that is called Riksha. He is also known as Valmiki. Are you remembering something? Oh, we will touch that point later. And in 25th, it is Shakti, who is Parashara's father. So, it's not only Parashara who is a Vyasadeva, Parashara's father also. There's a nice story actually. Vasishta's son is Shakti, and at a younger age, Shakti died. Younger age, you understand? One Chaturviha has passed. So those days it is considered as younger age. One Chaturviha passed and then it is younger age. Because Vasishta, who was 7th generation Vyasadeva, is still there. When this Vyasadeva was going on. Ramayana was going on. So when Shakti died, out of his love for his son, Vasishta did not curse, because being a devotee, he said it is my prarabdha, and he wanted to end. It's enough, already so many Chaturvyahas are over, so let me end. So he did all what not. He climbed from the Parvata and then jumped down into the river, and that river gave the path, and then it split into 100, there is a detailed discussion is there. So, because he was not able to die, because of, subsequently one time he came to ashrama, then he saw that his daughter-in-law is pregnant. Then Vasishta left that idea of dying and then raised this boy. So his thought of dying has been taken away by this boy, so he is called Parashara. So the understanding, so the name has come like that. Now, as I said, Shakti was 25th, 26th was by Jartakaru, and 27th was Jartakaru, and Vyasadeva was 26th. 26th Parashara, 27th Jartakaru, and 28th Dvaipayanavasa, and 29th is going to be the Drauni, that is Drona's son.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Here it's written that, and the Prabhupada says in the purport that according to Srimad Bhagavatam, one is advised to approach a bona fide spiritual master when one is actually inclined to question from an elevated level of spiritual understanding. So, if this inquiry, this spirit of inquiry is not there, is it like then he should approach a spiritual master still, or he should not approach a spiritual master?
No. There are many ways, like when we are in the association of a devotees, maybe a third person may be asking, but it may clarify you. We will all have different types of our ajnana. Ajnana can be of different varieties. Hesitation also is a type of ajnana. Not coming, it's a ajnana, what I mean says, is a blocking. If I ask, maybe they may feel something, or maybe I'll open up my unknowing things, so they will not ask. But still, if you are in the association of the, somebody will ask, and then that will be, most of the times, if you have you have some questions in your mind, you attend the Bhagavatam class, in the class itself that question will be cleared. You need not have to ask. Even without you asking, oh, this is what I wanted and I got the solution. So, it is not necessary that it is asking. What does it mean by approaching a guru? What does it mean by we cannot understand the Shastras or Krishna with our own senses and buddhi? And that shloka is there, right? Graham na bhavyati. Sevon mukhe hi jihvado swayam eva hi spuradya. So, unless you do the service, Yeah, so you cannot understand the science of knowledge. So the point there is that it's not necessary that you have to ask the question. You can even simply serve. Like say for example, I'm just giving you an example. Shabari, she did not ask the questions to Rama, but she served. She got the benefit. Right? So by serving, it's actually, you can get. Approaching means taking the shelter at the lotus feet of the Guru. Hare Krishna. So, thank you. And this Bhagavatam glorification I have done for my purification, and you have all kindly accepted it. I thank for all of you. Please bless me for further example. So, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyo pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.